Welcome to Origin, Remember Your Truth, a podcast for everyone who senses there's more than meets the eye. I'm your host, Anna Hochwald, and I'm really excited that you're here. Together, we explore what lies beneath conditioning roles and learned identities, through energy, intuition, and lived experience. This is your invitation to remember your inner truth and to feel what's true for you. Take what resonates and throw out the rest. On today's episode, I want to talk about comparison and just being human. Because as it said, comparison is the thief of joy. Or at least I think that's how it's said. Because I think social media, not just social media, but for sure, has created this weird expectation that we're supposed to be emotionally optimized at all times, regulated, healed, productive, glowing, have your morning routine, take magnesium glycinide, whatever. And meanwhile, half of us are just trying to answer emails, remember to drink water. And there's this pressure of having it all together because on social media or Instagram, you see these highlight reels. But that's not real life. And also healing isn't linear. It might go up at some point and then it goes down again. Really low. It's like it's up, down, up, down. I mean, eventually when you zoom out, somehow it's going up, ideally. But you can't compare yourself to others because you are not that other person. That would be, I mean, we all come with a whole complete setup, different skill set, different, I mean, our background is different. We are different. We have a different body, honestly, generational trauma and all that all plays into it. If you believe in astrology, you will also have a different energetic blueprint. It's like comparing, I don't know, if we compare ourselves to others in certain areas of life or our performance in a job, it's like comparing a monkey to a fish and saying to the fish, well, your climbing sucks. Yeah, well, the fish wasn't meant to climb the tree. Maybe to make this more practical in a human sense, if you have a guy that's 2 meters tall or someone that's just not that tall, maybe 1.50 meter, whatever. If you compare them by the same standards of doing a dunk on a standard basketball court, well, that's not fair. I mean, of course, then we could go into the whole discussion of, okay, do we then need adjustable basketball, well, not courts, but the hoop for everyone to make it fair? But I mean, life is not always fair, in my opinion, though maybe karma, if you believe in that, will eventually, over time, lives, even it out. Maybe it won't. I'm just saying, making that comparison between the tall guy and the guy that's smaller, it's not a valid comparison. And comparing yourself to others, especially on social media, you don't even know what else is happening in their lives. And also, they don't know what's happening in yours because that highlight reel is probably less than 1% of what their life actually looks like. And just thinking about that, if they're good with cameras, it'll look glamorous. Your life might be far more glamorous. You're just really not good with cameras. Not trying to offend your camera skills here. Mine aren't that good either. Or I simply don't care, which is also why I'm not good on Instagram, because I don't care if people see what I do in my life, because I figure I'd rather spend my time living my life than putting it out there. And now I'm not judging at all if someone wants to put their lives out there. If you get something from it or feel good about it, that's great. It's just for me personally, I don't get anything out of it. So then I think, why am I even putting in the work? I'm selfish there because I figure, nah, I'm not going to do it for others. I know for my business now, I need to do something because if I'm invisible, it's also kind of difficult if you're self-employed. But yeah, not the topic of this podcast episode. Comparisons. If you compare yourself to others, you'll always lose. I mean, because most of the times we compare ourselves to people that are or seem further along, have a more expensive car, are in better shape, whatever it is you're comparing yourself to. And that feeling that you evoke then in your body is not a good feeling. That's not good energy and will most likely not lead to results you want that are similar to the things you're comparing yourself to. Because then you're also kind of attracting this negative vibe, and what you think and believe becomes your reality. If you think like I don't look good, that's how you feel about yourself, and to some extent the body also adapts to that. It's the same with an injury. If you think or feel like this isn't healing, you make it true by thinking that. If, on the other hand, even when it's still broken or whatever, you think it, and this is difficult, but if really with full conviction you feel and think and see that it's already healed, which does not mean you should be running around on a broken leg, but you already see yourself how you will be running around, and believing that, I can tell you from my own experience, it can triple, tenfold the time you need for healing. It's amazing. I'm still baffled by the last time I went through that process, or I'm still going through one of those. And it really is amazing what you can make true by believing it. But yeah, to come back to comparing yourself, it doesn't serve you. You don't feel good if you do it in an outspoken way. The other person also doesn't necessarily like to hear that. Oh, you're so much better than me, hotter than me. I mean, maybe for some people they enjoy hearing that, but yeah, I guess it depends on how you convey that message. And also, there's no reason you need to compare yourself to others apart from it not serving anyone. Yes, looking up to something and saying, I want to be like that as well. That is very different from saying, oh, he's so much stronger than I am. But to say, I'm going to be as strong as he is as well. Very different energy you're coping with, working with there. And also during these comparisons and social media and those highlight reels, people forget that those influencers also have probably their messy corner in the house, or most of the house, or wherever they are might be messy. So what you're comparing yourself to isn't even real, whatever real is. And yes, it's probably also human to compare yourself, but also it's human to just be human, to not have it all together, to not having to self-improve, and sometimes to be messy or feeling like this day sucked. I don't know where I am on this emotional roller coaster, and I don't have anything together, or at least that's what it feels like, and that's okay. You're human. You're allowed, in my opinion, and entitled to feel these emotions and to not always be on top of things. You can just breathe. Just breathe. And we all have these human moments, and they're important, especially when things seem like a lot. And it's these mundane, everyday moments that can also take you out of this. Oh, I have to do that at work, and there's 20 different things on my to-do list, and you're way in your head. You don't even know where your body is, apart that, yeah, your body is underneath your head, but somehow it feels like you're fully on autopilot. And then you have these mundane moments. Like, my apartment is very neat and clean. You don't really find anything there or crumbs or anything. So when I was in the kitchen and next to the stove, there was this, well, it looked like a piece of Parmesan cheese. And as I know my apartment is clean, like if anything is there, I pick it up. So I figured, okay, as it looked that way, it's Parmesan cheese. So as I don't throw food away, I figured I'm just going to eat it. It was not cheese. Let's leave it at that. But that moment, it just took a lot of pressure out. It's like, oh, okay, my life is, I'm complicating it. And, these simple moments when you pick up a crumb or a piece of cheese, allegedly cheese, Not cheese, though. I mean, just the fact that I find this cheese crumb and figure, I'm just gonna eat this. That's also human. I hope. I hope it is, and someone finds resonance in this, and I'm not the only one doing that. If so, then, well, we're not all the same. I will manage to live with it. And I hope I don't get feedback on this. But maybe it does help you to also just give you permission to not constantly have to be working on yourself, comparing yourself to others. You don't have to function. You can just run around in your trainer during one day and it's okay. And if you're all neat and structured every day, then just, if this episode is weird for you, maybe tune out. I don't know. If it's entertaining, then stick around. Yeah, to come back to comparison, it steals your actual life. I mean, your brain wants orientation, which is also where comparison comes in. But again, we compare ourselves to curated fragments. We don't know the person. Even if they're really close in our family, you don't know what's going on inside of them. You can't validly compare yourself, even if you knew everything about them. And then most likely they're not the same. The comparison is really, it doesn't make sense. It's redundant. And it disconnects you from your own self, your own also timing and development. You cannot hear your intuition when you compare yourself and are monitoring everyone else. Comparing yourself, it creates noise in your head, whilst just being present, accepting things the way they are, being you in whatever way that may be. And if it's trying to eat supposed cheese crumbs, a presence, that authenticity, that creates magnetism. That's what attracts people, not the highlight reel on Instagram. It's also where life starts feeling better. It's the moment you stop standing outside of it and judging it. So to summarize this a bit, I think a lot of people are exhausted because they're trying to optimize every emotion out of themselves. And every day becomes, what lesson am I not learning? Well, sometimes the lesson is literally, you slept badly and answered too many emails. So whatever weird shit you're doing when nobody's watching, or you think, oh, no one can see this. Honestly, we're all doing something weird. I hope so. I hope it's not just me. But even if it is, I can endure. Just remember, we're all human. These weird moments are way more regulating than can be. I don't want to generalize that, but can be just as regulating as your breathwork session or your yoga session or whatever you do. If you do it just from a position of peace instead of, I need to still get that session in, and another one in before lunch, that might backfire. I'm just saying. Talking from experience here, but have fun. So maybe nothing is wrong with you. Maybe you're just a human being living in a world that constantly tells you to become more, fix more, optimize more. And maybe your soul's tired, not because you're failing, because you haven't let yourself simply exist and live and be human and do weird shit for a while. So anyway, this is your reminder to go drink some water, maybe eat the supposed cheese crumbs off of the stove, and stop turning your entire existence into a performance review. Also, please don't give me one. So that's a wrap for today. If you have any questions or want to know more about certain topics, let me know. If this episode resonated with you, follow, rate, leave a review, or share it with someone who might benefit from it. I hope this touched you in some way, sparked a thought, or ideally a feeling, or maybe was just for your entertainment. Either way, I'm happy. So may you move through your day with curiosity, awareness, and a little more of your own truth shining through. See you in the next episode.